Congratulations to Sammy Taylor and Rocksteady, nominated for Most Creative Program by the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System.
Everything you want to hear from the voice of Cerritos College, WPMD on the net, where people make a difference.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob JF, here at Cerritos College, Norwalk, California, the studio where people make a difference. At this time, I'd like my guest to please introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan Ortiz, and I am the news editor for Talon, the Cerritos College newspaper.
Cool. Tell me about Talon. Tell me what's it like to be part of a campus newspaper.
It's a pretty big deal, especially as of late. We cover campus events, campus stories, some faculty meetings, and so on and so forth. It's a lot of work goes into it. We pretty much search for the information so we could give it out to students and everyone who's interested in learning more about the community and the students and what's going on with clubs and organizations.
Cool. Tell me about your duties as editor.
As news editor, I pretty much manage the news section and news portion of the paper. So that's normally the first 2 pages of what goes on the print edition, as well as anything to do with events and investigative reports. I normally assign stories as well as edit them, of course, and then eventually I publish them to get to Talonmarks and talonmarks.com.
Cool. Now, tell us about the, obviously you have both print and online.
Yes, we do. So print is normally a weekly edition that we have. It comes out every Wednesday. We work late Tuesday nights to make sure that gets to students and faculty and everyone on campus by Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, the latest. The difference between the print edition and the online is the fact that print, usually we bring out some of the more newsworthy stories, maybe not necessarily the more important ones, but definitely the ones that might attract readers and so on. Online we post a lot of videos, everything that goes on print we post online. If we have breaking news stories, it will go online. We are very active with social media, so we've incorporated that as well. And we like to have a variety of different things to go on both the print and online editions.
Cool. Now, I noticed you guys have been doing quite a bit of live streaming lately. Tell me about that.
Yes, so this semester, faculty have really been fighting to get some pay raises, and they've been attending board meetings and having faculty rallies. So we've been using Periscope and the new Facebook Live to try and capture all those moments. And it's really worked. We get definitely viewers to catch on. And then from there we get to work on a story, a written version, and then an actual video version that we produce later on in the day or the following day.
Tell me how Periscope works.
Periscope, you pretty much you download the app, and as long as you have a Twitter account, you should be able to connect to it. So we'll stream live from Periscope, and you can follow us on Twitter. You can leave comments while we're on Periscope, and the person shooting will get to respond and reply back to any questions that we have. And it is live, so we catch all the action. In the past 2 days, there have been incidents across the street, shootings and so on, and we've been able to go live a couple of times and really get out the information as it happens, and pretty much have the story tell itself by getting visuals and getting the word out to Cerritos College students and everyone involved.
Cool. Tell me, what's your major?
My major is journalism, so it's definitely something to be part of if you're here at Cerritos College.
Excellent. Have you been part of clubs right now? Or?
Right now, I'm fully focused on Talonmarks. I'm here pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, usually until the newsroom closes at around 5 o'clock. We definitely, even when we're not covering stories, we are working in the newsroom, creating stories, trying to help each other out with ideas to decide what's going to go on print and what may not go on print and what will go online and so on. So it's a busy process, very not easy, but it's definitely fun, I would say. So if anybody's interested, definitely it's a perfect opportunity to do that.
What's it like with the press club?
Press club. So we've been so busy with Talon marks and a lot of breaking news has happened lately. Press club is still going, but there really hasn't been a lot of action going on. We're definitely going to try and continue to work with it. I'm not exactly sure when our next meeting is, but we hope to have something in the near future and hope to definitely get more people involved in Press Club and the journalism program as well as telemarks.
Perfect. Now, sometimes, obviously sometimes there could be a chance where, some of our audience may not know necessarily how journalism works and so forth. Like, let's say, for example, we can't necessarily interview just anybody. Like, tell us about that.
Okay, so how journalism works pretty much, specifically for telemarks, what we do is we get the story, and as a journalist, you claim it, and you have to go report and find out information about that specific topic or issue. So, for instance, if it's a Senate meeting or something, we have to go attend the Senate and pretty much stay there the entire time and listen on what's going on. Once it's over, as a journalist, you have to go and interview people that are on the Senate or anyone who is in the audience listening or participating to find out more information about specific topics that are discussed during the meeting. So if there's an issue that arises during the meeting, definitely as a journalist, you have to make sure you get that down and find out as much information as you possibly can. Be investigative and get the word out to telemarks and everybody. What I would say is there's definitely some people that may not want to be interviewed and are not as easily approachable as some other people. But as a journalist, you have to go in and kind of go in with, would say, no emotion, but definitely fearless, and be able to get your story so that way it could get to print and online.
Cool. So what has been some of your favorite things to write about? Obviously there's different types of categories you can write for.
Yes, correct. So for Talon marks, we have different desks, different editors for every desk. So I am the news editor for the news desk. There's sports, there's campus life, which handles music, arts, and club events. There's opinion, which mostly is done by the staff. So there's no out and going to get a report. There's online, which pretty much the person manages online. So yes, all those. So for my desk, we handle all the news that go on and all the interesting topics that go on.
Cool. Now, what's your goal after Cerritos College?
I have about another semester or two left. I'll be done hopefully by the summer, but I might stick around for the fall. After Cerritos College, I would definitely like to go to Cal State Long Beach. Most Talon marks people go there. So a former editor actually made a joke the other day saying that Talon marks is going to be taking over Long Beach someday, which is pretty cool and might actually happen. So I definitely am looking forward to moving on and being a part of the school newspaper. I know they have 2 papers there, so I definitely want to be a part of that somehow. Definitely help out and try to get stories for them. Definitely work together with them.
Tell me about competition.
Competition, like
the awards type of
right.
things.
So actually, this past weekend were the CCMA Awards, and Talonmarks actually won one award actually. For third place for best podcasting for last semester, our current platforms editor, who handles social media, our sports editor, and our former managing editor actually won that. They won third place. Yeah, and at the semester we have our own media awards night where we give out awards to the staff and editors who have worked hard and earned that right to be acknowledged. And it's definitely fun. Later on this month, actually next month, a number of us will be going to JACC, which is a journalism competition, and we will represent Cerritos College and Talonmarks. And yeah, pretty much we'll be in competition with other community colleges, and we'll get to work with them, see what they're doing, what they're up to, and vice versa. And it'll be fun. We'll be able to compete in workshops and competitions with one another, and I look forward to it. It'll be my first time going, but I've heard many good things about it. It'll be a few-day event, and there will be awards being presented there after the competition.
Cool. We'll be right back after these public service announcements.
Hi, I'm Bill LaValle from the Country Rock Hour.
I'm Asante Chavis from Misfits 101.
Time
My
goes
name's
by
Dan
fast.
from the Bernie Nation.
You can help support WPMD.
And it's easy.
10:13.
Just visit our website, WPMDonthenet.com.
Once you get there, click on the Amazon.com banner near the top of the page.
That'll take you to Amazon.com.
Then, just shop as you always do. WPMD will get a percentage of your purchase.
And so will the Cerritos College Foundation.
And it won't cost you anything extra. It's a great way to help WPMD.
And get all those great bargains at the same time.
Remember, just go to WPMDonthenet.com
Click on the Amazon.com banner.
and start shopping.
It's your way to make a difference for the place where people make a difference.
WPMD on the net.
And thanks for helping us out.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We truly appreciate it.
We want to hear from you what you want to hear from us. Let us know what you want to hear, who you would like to hear, and where you're listening from. Let us know who you like hearing. It's easy to do. Just send us an email at wpmd@inbox.com. That's wpmd@inbox.com. We love to hear from you as much as we hope you love to hear us. wpmd@inbox.com. The way for you to be part of WPMD on the net, where people make a difference.
Today on Save on Taxes. We asked 100 people what costs less than filing your taxes with IRS Free File.
Car seat.
No! Erica, what do you think costs less than filing your taxes with IRS Free File?
A pair of shoes.
Wrong again. The correct answer is nothing costs less than filing your federal taxes with IRS Free File because it's absolutely free. That's right. With IRS Free File, you get brand-name software, online tax prep, and e-filing for free. The software helps you pick the right forms, find tax credits, and does the math for you. Free File even helps with the new healthcare provisions, and it's all for free.
So, did we win anything?
Everybody wins. freefile.irs.gov. It's fast, it's safe, it's free.
And welcome back to the Falcon Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, here at WPMD Studios, located at Cerritos College in Norwalk, California. And I'm back here with my guest, the news editor of Talonmarks. Now, Talonmarks, for those of you who are just tuning in, is the campus newspaper of Cerritos College. Now, you mentioned, there's various different forms of social media that Talonmarks has. All you have to do is search Talonmarks. What has been your favorite part so far, overall of the experience?
Well, all the experience I've had at Telemarks. So this is my second semester at Telemarks. My best experience is definitely getting to work with everyone, whether it's the editors or the new staff that we've had this semester. It's definitely a team effort, and it feels like a family, because you get to know and spend time with people pretty much all the time there. And I would say it's definitely a learning experience, a group learning experience, a team learning experience. If anyone's looking for that, that's definitely it. You have to work hard, but once you get the work done, you get to have fun with it.
Yes, and also, the cool thing about the paper is once a paper comes out, you get to critique it, and most importantly, the analytics are pretty important.
Correct. This we've had about 3 prints. Yes, correct. 3 prints this semester, and we've been critiqued pretty hard by our professor, but they've been really good critiques. I think we've been doing a great job. Our editor-in-chief, Carla, has definitely done a good job with managing everything, and I think everyone in their desk is doing well. Our critique, pretty much every Monday, we critique, following a print edition, we critique the paper and pretty much just, look over what we did right, what we did wrong. And platform analytics are what we do on social media for the previous week. And we go over that as well, what we could improve on, what we might need to hold back on a little bit because we might post too much at a certain time, so we have to space it out. The past 2 days, our platforms have gone up. There have been 2 shootings across the street at 7-Eleven, both unrelated as far as we know, as we've reported. So, we've been periscoping, we've been live tweeting, we've been using Facebook. Everybody's been sharing, and students have been asking what's been going on. So it's definitely been, the platforms have been going up as of late, and we try to get as much information out to the audience and readers as much as possible.
Cool. Now, we've been, let's see, how can I put it? Yeah, we should brag. We should brag about our paper.
Absolutely.
Actually, when you go at Cerritos College and if you look over there at the Fine Arts, right in front of the actual classroom is this glass display. Tell us about it.
So right in front of the classroom, we have a display. We have a television that shows off, photos of events that we've covered, and below, we have several awards. Excuse me. We have several awards that we display that we have won over the years, from CCMA and other news competitions. And, like I said, we won last week for 3rd place on podcasting. So we're doing a good job with that. We're continuing the tradition of being good at what we do. But we definitely work hard at it. And that's kind of the most important part, is to work hard and continue to do so. So we can continue to show off what we win.
And when you look at those plaques, it's a great way, for a legacy to be remembered. Every time there's a chief, a name gets added to the chief plaque, and then there's one that's for an online editor, and then there was one for Campus News Hour that's in there as well, and then those first place ones, they're all right there. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I really haven't gotten the opportunity to look at them, specifically, but I do see them every day, and it's like, wow, we actually won those. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so we're totally bragging. We're totally bragging.
Totally.
When you look at Talon marks, you go over there and you'll see legacy. Definitely, it tells you history over there.
Yeah, hopefully, once I'm gone, our editor, staff, and so on will be able to leave that legacy behind as well. And especially moving forward, I know we'll be moving to a new location next spring. So that'll be a nice way, a new newsroom. So nice way to have some decorations there with the awards and so on.
Will you be running for chief?
That is a question I've been asked by other editors so far this semester.
Totally on the spot. You
Yeah,
can do it.
totally on the spot. Well, I can't just say I'm going to be chief. I have to apply, definitely, for the position, which would be for the fall, because that would be my last semester. So it's kind of a now or never type of thing. Normally we apply at the end of the semester, so I still have some time to think about it. But I would say I'm very interested in leaving a mark at Talon, no pun intended. And I would definitely like to lead the charge in my final semester here at Cerritos.
Rob Snyder voice. You can do it, remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully it works out. Definitely put the work into it.
Alright. Now, one of the cool things I like to do also is just highlight, like, it's great to get to know the Cerritos College students. And it was pretty cool. So I was going over the Instagram and I noticed you're a WWE fan.
Yes, I am.
Oh man, did you see Raw? Shane O'Mac?
I did. Oh, yes, I'm a huge fan, lifelong fan. I really don't talk about it here at school, but I'm glad you brought it up. I have someone to talk to about it. Yeah, it was big. Definitely excited for WrestleMania. It's looking good so far.
Yeah, Shane McMahon hasn't been on television in wow.
It's at least 6 or 7 years from what I've heard. Maybe longer. Definitely a big deal he came back.
Oh yeah. Tell the audience who is Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon is the son of Vince McMahon, who is the owner, chairman and CEO of WWE. Shane left the WWE, as far as I know, like a number of years ago to work on his own business and so on. But he came back, and he's going to play a big part this year, leading into WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. The stipulation of if he could take over Raw, if he beats the Undertaker.
Inside Hell in a Cell. That's a huge match. Everything is at stake, so looking forward to that.
Now, I know people were shocked at first that Undertaker's streak ended, but do you think he could really have a second defeat?
That's tough. I didn't like it when he was defeated the first time. I don't think most people liked it. Could he have his second loss? He could. I mean, technically the streak is over, so he could. It's tough to imagine that he would have a second loss, but under the stipulation, it definitely makes it believable that something could happen where he could lose. But it is The Undertaker, and he's had some, even though he's getting older now, he's had some pretty tough matches as of late. He takes time off, but he's able to come back and give powerful matches, good matches, and I expect nothing less from him coming from WrestleMania.
What did you think when Punk left?
When CM Punk left, I can't blame him, I guess, for leaving. He was frustrated. I don't think anybody knows the details unless they were directly involved with it, but he was obviously frustrated with the company and left. I don't blame him, but I'm not blaming WWE for that either. It's kind of their issues, whatever happened, that's between them. It sucks, but I think lately WWE has been getting a lot of talent, good talent from around the world. They've really stepped it up, and looking forward to seeing what 2016 has to offer for WWE.
Did you get to check out the two-part podcast that Punk did?
I did not. I heard what some of the things that he mentioned about WWE. Obviously, he wasn't happy. Like I said, I don't think anybody really knows the details. He's said his side of the story. WWE has their side of the story. So it's, back and forth. He's not affiliated with them anymore, so I don't think he's holding it. Maybe he's not holding anything against them now. He really doesn't care, probably. So he's moved on, and I think WWE has moved on too. So, but it would be cool to see him back maybe someday. Who knows?
You know, I think he was very revolutionary with the whole promo that he did in the past, where he, you know, that led to his character change and him getting more
The pipe bomb.
control. Yeah.
Yeah, the pipe bomb. The famous pipe bomb promo, as they call it. Yeah, it was definitely revolutionary. And, you know, unfortunately, it only went on for a year or two. But we're seeing a lot of new stars come up now, and it's definitely a new revolution coming, I believe.
I think that promo he did, it really gave opportunity, because, you know, you noticed when he talked about Ryder, and then he talked about what's his name, Tyson Kidd,
Right.
and they kind of had like some of the best moments in WWE after that, because they actually had, like, Zach, I think he went for the U.S. belt.
Yes, he won the title, the U.S. title. Tyson Kidd has kind of relaunched his career. He's injured at the moment, but he definitely relaunched his career, won tag team titles and so on. So it's definitely, I think it definitely helped some of the smaller guys, maybe lesser known guys, the guys that I think you see on social media that are cheered for and fans really want to see. I think they've been given an opportunity, and it definitely has to do with what CM Punk had to say, and you know, whether he was directly involved or not. I think it definitely struck the WWE universe well enough to get the higher ups' attention.
Oh yeah, and then it's pretty cool because, you know, lately we see a rise in a lot of wrestlers having their own podcasts.
Yeah, there's been a lot. I don't listen to them all. There's a lot of podcasts. I listen to Chris Jericho's podcast once in a while. I haven't listened to it in a while, but he has, you know, WWE superstars and many other even musicians and actors on there. I think it's pretty cool. He's definitely a versatile star, and it's cool to see so many people have their podcasts. Unfortunately, I can't listen to them all. So much to listen to and so little time. But I definitely hear good things about them and try to catch them if I can.
You know, it's something though how Punk, he really put a lot of things out there to reveal things like, let's say for example, some wrestlers, they're underutilized when there's actually some that, you know, they're not used as well, and they're actually like legitimately well trained in various even martial arts. Like, I've heard a lot of things about Santino. He's actually very
versatile.
Yeah.
He has his own school actually. I know he does martial arts and wrestling stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of. I think if you make it to the WWE, you have to have talent, and you really have to be good at what you do. It's a matter of whether you get the opportunity or not. And definitely Punk pointed that out with some guys that they don't get the opportunity because, you know, he would say maybe it's politics, you know, they're not big enough, they don't have the right look, or maybe they just don't fit at the right moment. They're just in the wrong era, they're the wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. But yeah, it's definitely, when they're given the opportunity, it's cool to see people get behind them and see where they go from there.
You know, now that we had, okay, obviously WWE, they had survived taking on their competitors, which was ECW and WCW, but
right.
I think, though, that one of the best storylines, though, was the Invasion.
The Invasion, I was too young to remember all that, but I do remember parts, and I look back on DVDs and WWE Network and seeing parts of the Invasion. I thought it was very cool. There wasn't a lot of star power coming from one side, maybe. Definitely, it was a war. They made it seem like a war, and it was very cool to see that happen. Essentially, 3 different companies, even though they were all owned by WWE by then. But essentially, it was 3 different companies at once, going at war and going into battle. and it had a good way to end it. You know, Team WWE winning and so on.
Yeah, I think it was made people want to tune in every week. The excitement, all of a sudden revealing Shane had control of WCW and Stephanie had control of ECW.
Yeah, going back to Shane had WCW and Steph had ECW. It was very cool to see a family rivalry, which is something you see a lot in WWE. It's something very cool to see, though, especially what's happening now with them and going into WrestleMania. Very cool.
What was your reaction when you found out they actually let go of JR? Did you ever imagine they'd let go of Jim Ross?
You know, I really was not, at that time, I really was just unaware of what happened. I know they obviously took him off Raw and then put him on SmackDown, and eventually he wasn't there anymore. I forgot why. Well, obviously he got released. But I can understand maybe, he's older, but at the same time, he's definitely the reason why the Attitude Era in the late 90s was a success. He was the voice of Monday Night Raw for so many years. And, he's not there, but the cool thing about it is that, I follow him on Twitter and I see that his posts, he's not very bitter about it. He's happy that he got the opportunity to work there. And he's very happy for new opportunities. I know he got a new gig being an announcer for boxing. And I know he's doing some announcing for New Japan Pro Wrestling for the American television. So he's still out there working. It's definitely a shame that he's not in WWE still, but I guess he's happy, from what I can tell from social media and his reaction to stuff. He does his own shows now and works on his own schedule, so it's good for him.
Yeah, I mean, when they had split JR and the King, I think what they had, what was going around in some of the spoiler sites is supposedly the reason for the split was to have one of them on SmackDown to give more credibility to SmackDown. And then JR was in charge of some party between 2K and WWE, because it was the first time that they were teaming up with 2K.
Right.
Now that the previous company, I guess, went away or something like that.
They folded.
Yeah, and so he was in charge. He invited the WWE people. He bought Flair, and I guess Flair partied or something.
That's right. I remember that. Flair mentioned some stuff, mentioned other companies that WWE doesn't really want to mention. And JR was in charge of that, and yeah, I believe that's what led to his release and so on. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, it's funny because you mentioned they split JR and King to give more credibility to SmackDown. But I think they really restarted that this year as well. They brought in Mauro Ranallo, I believe it's called. So he's had experience with